hello. Wow, welcome back. Welcome to Akishola Said It. See, today I'm going to be discussing a very serious matter. A matter that maybe many of us have really never thought about, and it's extremely important. And this thing actually occurred to me some years ago, okay, because I'm a very curious person. And as an immigrant in Spain, for example, I started thinking about my retirement plan, which many of us don't think about. Um, I'm not going to advise you on how you should or where you should retire, because every man has his own dream. But I have my own, retirement plan and dream. I know the kind of life I want to live when I retire, when I grow old. I always say to people, like, I don't want to live the kind of life where I wake up and just take a cup of coffee and that's it for the day. And the rest of the day, I want to read newspapers. No, I want to retire and travel the world. I want to retire and visit my grandchildren and visit my friends in different parts of the world. I mean, I'm working hard right now, like everybody else is doing. So I don't want to retire, just dead. I want to retire alive and enjoy the fruits of my labor. That is the essence of retiring after hard labor. Okay, you have rest, you travel, you relax, you visit places you've never visited in your life, and that costs money. So your retirement plan should be one that gives you enough money after you have retired. Because after you have retired, you possibly might not be able to work or work hard to make money. So your retirement plan must include a whole lot of investments. But thank God for Europe, thank God for advanced countries where the government actually gives people some retirement benefits. Okay, I mean in Nigeria they do also, they pay pension, okay, to retired people. My parents still collect pension, but honestly speaking, it's nothing to write home about with the current inflation and prices of things over there. So I don't want to wait on pension, but honestly, if you actually have access and opportunity to get full pension, I said full pension in the European system, you will be good. Because at the end of the day, you get as much as your present salary in pension. I mean, almost, maybe like 80, 85% of it. If you attain the full pension status. And that was where I got thinking. A lot of us immigrants will never, this is a shocking discovery, but many of us, we will never ever get to that status of full pension. Wow. Yes. Because many of us came into these countries, we migrated into these countries not at age 16 or 17 or 18 when normal people start work, or let's say 23, 24, when they start to work and pay tax and save, for their pension and have a pension plan with the government. Many of us came into the country when we were almost 30 years old, some of us even above 30. That was when we jacked back, and we started living here. And of course, maybe it wasn't so easy for many of us to even get our documents regulated. I mean, I know people, I for one, maybe it took me like 8 years. Yes, 8 years. And there are many people that have even stayed more years than that. So all the work you've worked before then was just, you making black money or profit to your pocket. It did not count for your pension. Your pension starts counting when you are regulated legally and you start working with your documents. So for some of us, we started working at maybe age 35. Wow. So I took my time to kind of study the pension system. And that's what I want to break down for us today. And also, what can we do as immigrants, either to hit or enter the full pension status or to still have our dream retirement goal that we all dream of. Now, this video is going to be explosive. I want you to listen to it over and over again. Think about it. And please, not just listen to it. Take action now because of your future. And there are a couple of things that will be my personal advice, okay, to some of us that are immigrants, especially in Europe. I really don't know how it works in America, in Canada, their pension scheme. I mean, I've never really taken time to study that, but I think it's worth looking into. But if you live in those countries, please, it is extremely important that you study the pension scheme. Because why are you working anyway? I mean, you are working, contributing to the society so that when you grow old, you can be taken care of, whether you live in the country or you live in another country. That is the essence of this video today. So follow me along and let us dig deeper into the Spanish pension system. Okay, so this video is going to be in two parts. Okay, so today we're just going to look into the Spanish pension system, and maybe that will give you a light to also investigate your own country or where you live, and also just to give us like some, advice, or maybe just to point out some things that I feel people should look into when they are planning for their future. The first set of people I want to actually address, I have friends like that are working very hard now. They started working in Europe maybe at 35, 36, 37. Maybe they've never thought about this, that they will never enter full pension. But then what I want to advise them is this: they are working now and saving money, and they always tell me, Shola, when I retire, I mean, when you retire in Spain, by 2027, we are talking of 67 years old, that when I retire, I'll go back to my country and establish a business. I have been in business almost all my life. Let me tell you this: that is a death warrant. You are planning your own burial. You are not planning to start business. At 67, you want to go with huge capital to go and start a business. Business is more tasking than even working. It's easier working for someone 8 hours and receiving salary than starting a business. I can tell you that from experience. So please, if you are in that category of people working all your life now, you are scared of sending money back to your country because they will, of course, they will spend it anyhow. Trust my people. Then you are saying that when you retire, you will go and start a business. Just forget about it. You are going to actually prepare your own grave and die, because it's not going to work. Okay, so for those people, what I advise you to do is, if you really think of doing business when you retire, start the business now. I don't know how you're going to do it. I don't know what prayers you're going to pray, but you need to start the business now. Okay, that's just a short advice that came to my mind. Now, when you talk about pension in Spain, the law states that, and I'll give very practical examples, okay? Or I'll use my own maybe years and where I live to do such an example. Now, according to the Spanish law, as at today, 2025, for you to reach full pension age, you must have worked for 38 years and 3 months. 38 years and 3 months. There are two ways. It's either you have worked for 38 years and 3 months, or you reach the age of 66 years and 8 months working. Okay, 66 years and 8 months. Now, let me explain that. For you to even get pension at all, you must work a minimum of 15 years. Okay, minimum of 15 years. If you work a minimum of 15 years, you are entitled to almost 50% of your pension. 50, just 50%. So people that actually came to Europe at the age of 50 and you are retiring at 67 and you work for just 12, 13 years, you're not getting pension at all. At all. Or if you go to Europe around 45, 46, and you manage to work 14 years, you are not getting any pension at all. You have just worked those years just to sustain yourself and to survive. That's sad. Okay. Now, but if you have come into Europe maybe at the age of 30 and you are able to work at least 15 years, and listen, when we talk about 15 years, we are talking of 15 calendar years. Okay. Because there are some peculiar situations, like where I live, we work, we call it temporada. Okay. So we work seasonal jobs. So basically, most people here work for 6 months. I'm telling you that. You work for 6 months and then you stop for 6 months. So for people like that, for you to even attain pension at all, with that kind of system, you must work 30 years of your life to get half of your pension. So for people that don't work all year round, you need to work that 38 years and 3 months, okay? Full calendar year. That's how it's calculated. So if you work 6 months in a year, to get a pension at all, you need 30 years of working. That's crazy. Okay. Now, so that is the law. It's either you work 38 years and 3 months. When you have worked 38 years and 3 months, for example, if you start working at the age of 18 or let's say 20, it means that at the age of 59, you can actually retire and get full pension. Why? Because at 59, you started work at 20 years old, and you work all year round. Then it means that you would have worked 38 years and 3 months. So at 59, you can actually retire and you get your full pension. But if you did not start at 20 and then you keep working, then you have to work until 66 years, until you are 66 years and 8 months. Okay, working all year round. When you are 66 years and 8 months, you must stop working. That's your retirement age. Then they will calculate how many years you have worked. If it's not up to 38 years, they will calculate the percentage that gets to you as your pension. Wow. Okay, so that is the second thing. And the third thing is the minimum requirement to even get pension at all, which is 15 years. All right. So knowing that now, that is why I said most of the immigrants that have come to Spain will never attain to that full pension ever. As a matter of fact, if you enter Spain at the age of 30, even if you got your document from the age of 30, it is not possible for you to attain full pension in Spain. Because if you start work at 30, the maximum number of years you can work will be 37 years, because at 67, you must stop working. That's your retirement age. Although some people push it, they had 2 more years, 3 more years just to hit that full pension. But I'm telling you, it's going to be extremely difficult. Okay. So that is the system. You need to look into your own country where you are staying. What is the pension system like? And that is where you need to work towards. Now, this is what I just want to share with us for people that live in Spain. Now that you are aware of this, what should be your way out? I will be telling you that in the second part of this video, because there are some things that we need to take into considerations, some steps we need to take, and I will share that with you, and I hope that it will really help you. Okay, so another question that pops up that many people want to know about is, how much do I earn when I have my full pension scheme? Listen, it's very relative because it depends on how many years you have worked and how many months of the year you worked. But let's say that you have worked the full normal years, okay? So you reach the pensionable age and you reach the full pension, okay? Like I said before, so it means that you have worked for 38 years and 3 months, okay? Now, if you have been earning, let's say, an average of 1,800 euros a month, and you worked the full pension, now, if they calculate how much your pension would be per month, it will be around about 1,540. So you will be earning for the rest of your life 1,543 euros thereabout, okay, as your full pension. That is someone that has worked all his life, full pension plan, and you earn an average of 1,800 every month while you worked. So let's look at a scenario. For example, I started work at the age of 35. Now, I started work at the age of 35. I work on an island called Balearic Islands, where work is seasonal. What do I mean by seasonal? We work 6 months on, 6 months off. Okay. So in that situation, I started work at 35. Okay. That's when I started working. I'm earning 1,800 a month, and I work only 6 months in a year. Now, what will be my pension plan by the time I retire? Definitely for someone like me, it means I will not be able to do the full 38 years. Yeah. So I will be able to retire at 67, because by 2027, people will retire at 67 years. So for me, if you calculate between 35 and 67 years, those are 32 years. But I have not worked 32 years because I work 6 months in a year. So I've only worked 16 years. Will I get a pension? Yes, because I've worked more than 15 years. That is pensionable. Now, how much will my pension now be? That will now be calculated. The 16 years, it will now be a ratio of what my full pension was supposed to be. So for someone who earns 1,800, works 6 months in a year, and started work at the age of 35, your pension at the end of a month, when you retire, will be a sum of 810 euros a month. Wow, that's it. In the present economy that we are right now, that will not even pay your house rent. That will not pay your house rent. Talk less of leaving some cents for you to have a cup of coffee every morning. So that is the reality of our situation. Those of us that started late to work in Europe, that is the reality of our situation. I mean, so you can, if you want me to advise you on that, you can call me, you can send me a message on my WhatsApp, check the description below. I do that for free of charge. I can help you to calculate more or less how much your pension will be if I know how many months you work, when you started work, and at what age you want to retire. So I hope that these are shed a little bit of light to us. Now, so what do I do? Someone like me now, that kind of money cannot sustain me. Even if I work the whole year round, I will still not be able to get the full pension. Maybe I'll be getting around 1,001, 1,002 thereabout, or maybe not up to that. Even if I work the whole year round and I'm earning 1,800 and I work the whole 32 years, I will still not get the full pension. And that money will not even pay my house rent by that time. Because if the rent now is averaging 1,000 euros a month, 1,000, 1,001, we are talking of those years, you will not have enough to even pay your rent if you are still living in Europe. So you can imagine why most people decide that when they retire, they want to go back home to Africa. But in the next video, we will talk about that. What are you going back to in Africa? And what are the plans that people like me, people like you that will never enter the full pension plan, what do we need to do to be able to still enjoy life after retirement? Watch out in the next video and we will be able to crack down on that and possibly get some professional advice. But remember, you need to listen to this video again, think about it. If you are not living in Spain or you are living in Spain and you need help for us to help you analyze what your pension would be, you can contact us. We'll do that for you with all pleasure. Okay. And of course, we can give you some advice on what you can do to survive and make your pension dream a reality. I'll see you in the next video. Akinshola said it. I see.